It's 2024. A man can be a woman can become a man, and you have to accept it. And if you don't, you're a bigot. But not only can you identify as those things, you can also identify as a vampire. One person does, and what they did is truly horrific. And we're going to talk about that here today on Speechless. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Speechless. I'm your host, Phares, 23-year-old conservative activist, host of Speechless, not only the radio show, but also right here on YouTube. And to make sure you don't miss a minute of it, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, subscribe right down there, ring that notification bell, hit it to all, comment what you think, share it with your friends, all that fun stuff. But let's get into this story out of the Daily Wire. A man claiming to be a woman and a vampire is convicted of sexually assaulting a mentally disabled teen. This is absolutely disgusting. Real story. A biological man claiming to be a woman and a vampire has been convicted of sexually assaulting a mentally disabled teen girl. Adam Hetke, 35, who uses the name Sabrina, maybe comparable to some teenage witch from a 90s cartoon, I don't know, was charged in 2021 with, quote, first-degree sexual assault by threatening the use of a dangerous weapon and second-degree sexual assault of a mentally ill victim, the Waukesha Freeman reported. Hetke met a 16-year-old girl who had cognitive disabilities at a gas station in Waukesha, Wisconsin on July 6th of 2021. He was accused of following her home and sexually assaulting her while threatening her with a nearby knife. She was able to escape by jumping out of a bedroom window. Victim A said that the defendant, quote, told her that he was a vampire and that he would bite her if she didn't do what he wanted. The complaint against Hetke said. In his defense, Hetke said he went to the teen's house to watch a movie, denying any sexual contact occurred. But when police contacted him after the incident, he was carrying a knife. Okay, so this is just part of the story. There's more to come. But Adam Hetke, who is 35, back in 2021, so 3 years ago, so 32, in his 30s, double the age of this 16-year-old girl, claims that he was just going to this teenager's house, this 30-year-old man was going to a teenager's house to just watch a movie. That in and of itself, whether or not sexual contact actually happened, if any of this story is actually true, is just in and of itself creepy. For what reason would a 30-some-year-old man have to go to an unrelated 16-year-old's house to watch a movie casually? For what reason? Other than something nefarious. Continuing, it took a jury less than 2 hours on Thursday to convict Hetke of first and second degree sexual assault. Hetke reportedly was examined twice to determine whether he could plead not guilty by reason of mental disease or defect before his trial began, but was found ineligible, meaning that he was competent enough to stand trial. Now, I still question the mental competency of this individual, as he obviously believes that he's a woman and a vampire. Hetke was already a convicted sex offender who was released from prison in November 2020, 7 months before the attack on the 16-year-old girl. He had been in prison twice since 2007 for sexual offenses against women. The Daily Mail reported he was also released in 2016 with a warning that he had a, quote, high probability to reoffend. There's still more to this story, but what this says to me, and I don't know if this is what it says to you, but you'll always hear from the left that, oh man, when it comes to the bathroom issue, they'll say, oh man, like no trans person actually is going to go into a bathroom to sexually assault a girl or anything like that. That's not how it is. Like, they are there for the same reason anybody else is. They just need to go to the bathroom. They just want to feel comfortable going to the bathroom in their place with where they identify, blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, why would a trans woman that's in their 30s need to go to the house of a 16-year-old to watch a movie, if not to do something nefarious? See, this is the thing, is they'll say, oh, that's not actually why they want to do it. But then we have instances like this where maybe it's not directly in the bathroom, but a person is utilizing, whether they believe it or not, whether this man believes that he is actually a woman or he's a vampire or not, He has been a sexual predator since 2007, confirmed since 2007. And yet we continue to maintain these delusions as if it's not being used for nefarious purposes. No one wants to, because of those who might not be using it for nefarious purposes, such as sexually assaulting another human being. Nobody wants to actually address that it could be and that it is being used for that by some. This whole trans agenda. Now, Hetke began claiming that he was a woman after he was released from prison in 2020. 5 months later, Hetke invited a young man with learning disabilities to the house Hetke shared with 3 other people. The next morning, the man, 28-year-old Vidale Thompson Moody, was found dead with an electrical cord beneath him and marks on his neck and forehead. One of Hetke's roommates told police that Hetke had bullied Thompson Moody and even wrapped the electrical cord around the young man's neck. So this woman vampire man is basically murdered somebody. But when he was arrested, Hetke allegedly told the police that Thompson Moody was, quote, possessed by a demon and had stabbed himself with tongs before wrapping the cord around his own neck. Hetke was released from custody days after his arrest, the police unable to provide sufficient evidence for charges. So this is a person who is technically not a murderer because he was not charged and convicted with it. However, I believe could be, based on preponderance of evidence, could be a murderer. But Thompson Moody's mother spoke to one of the other housemates who said Hetke admitted to wanting to kill Thompson Moody because he was, quote, disrespectful. When the mother took the statement to police, they re-interviewed the roommates, with one saying Hetke admitted to the killing after he was released from police custody. Another allegedly told police he was afraid of Hetke because Hetke claimed to be able to inject demons into people. Look, whether or not you believe, I believe that somebody actually could do this. I believe this man is probably possessed. From a Catholic standpoint, this person inject demons into people. This person is in some way possessed or being utilized by the devil for demonic purposes. But it seems as though he keeps getting let off easy and allowed back into the system because he's utilizing this trans mania as an excuse. Not even as an excuse, as a veil. Because, like that one Family Guy clip says, oh, you're trans? Do whatever you want, literally all the time. Because we as a society have now, for some reason, agreed, I didn't agree to it, but our society has, that if you are of this made-up protected class, then you get special privileges because you pretend to be oppressed. Police arrested Hetke again, but this time after he sexually assaulted the teen girl in Waukesha. Quote, being that they let this person go and commit another crime, it hurt, Thompson Moody's mother said, according to the Mail. It could have been prevented. It absolutely could have been. And this whole story is really just a testament to what is happening in leftist America. In leftist America, criminals go free. We entertain and honestly endorse delusion of people that believe that they are something they are not, like a vampire or a woman when you're obviously a man, both of which are preposterous. So we have crime, we have the delusions, and then we also have a sexual perversion that has led to violating somebody else. Now, I don't necessarily think leftists, all of them, will endorse that level of sexual perversion, but they're doing nothing to stop it by continuously blurring the lines between taboo and socially acceptable. And we see that through pride parades. We see that through the endorsement of pornography and the exaltment of pornography as a career, claiming that sex is actually work and a real career. This is the epitome. The only thing that this doesn't have in it, this story that doesn't have in it, is something about racism. But it has criminals being let free. A criminal being let free. It has perversion. It has a lack of God. And not only a lack of God, a presence of an antichrist. a demonic possession. It truly does. And you can disagree with me on the Christian stuff of it, but no matter what, this person is evil, should be abhorrently condemned. And the fact that no one from the big pride umbrella is coming out as ardently against this as they do against quote transphobia shows you where their priorities lie. Just saying. What do you guys think? Maybe I'm wrong. I could be an idiot. I'll always admit that. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment what you think, especially if you disagree with me. Share it with your friends, especially those that you think would disagree with me. And don't forget to subscribe. Ring the notification bell. Hit it to all because ScrewTube doesn't want you hearing these stories. But in the meantime, God bless you. God bless America. And thank you so much for watching Speechless.